Thank you, thank you. Good talk, good talk, good talk.
When we talk about Haiti, and we talk about the flag, and we talk about the revolution, who we are actually referring to is not Haitians, because Haitians didn't exist during the revolution. They were Africans. They were people who were fighting for their freedom. And the only thing that made them different is because the boat decided to stop at the island of Hispaniola. Some went to the island, what we call Jamaica. Some came to America. But the revolution, and during these times that we continue to highlight, meant that we had people who were from different tribes, different languages, different ethnicities, different geographies all throughout the continent of Africa, who said, we might be from different places, but there's something that unites us. And what is that thing that unites us? It's that we understand that we cannot be slaves.
Yes.
And we must do everything in our power to put aside our differences in order to unite, to put our hands together, our arms together, and fight every single day until we are free. Now, as Mr. Benjamin stated, the freedom that was given to the Africans in the island of Hispaniola at that time was not just for them. But when we hear about rebellions like Nat Turner here in America, it was because they were hearing about slave revolts that were winning around the world. And they were motivated because they said, we don't know who they are. We don't know what land they came from or what tribe they came from. But we know, like they know, we cannot stop until we all are free. And so there were so many sacrifices that were made on a daily basis, with people saying we were going to fight for freedom, knowing that we will never see it ourselves. And so when we come to a program like this, and I know that some of you were brought here and some of you were dragged. I know other viewers that said I wasn't dragged here, but I heard about the good food you're gonna have after. But despite all of that, what I want us to remember is that if our ancestors were willing to lay down their lives for the freedom that we have right now, what are we willing to do at this moment for the future generation? And some of us have got too comfortable in our positions. We've got too comfortable being moms, and we've got too comfortable being fathers, too comfortable in our professions, and too comfortable in our positions of elected officials and community leaders, that we are not willing to sacrifice now for the future. And so that if that's you, then why are you here today? Because this flag signifies people who are alive, and they were died, and they sacrificed everything in their power and their being. And so this is a time of reflection. It's a time that, no, it's not about what your mother told you to do, or what your father told you to do, or what the clergy leader told you to do, or what the elected official told you to do. The question is, what should you be doing? What is that thing that makes you not sleep at night, that you know you still haven't accomplished, that is not about you, but is about your community? What is that thing that every single day you keep putting it on the back burner because you keep making excuses because of all the injustices and the barriers? But one thing we had to remember is, despite the physical power that our leaders have, despite the differences that they put aside, despite the freedom that they all understood they needed to achieve, they all understood that they were incapable of doing it alone, and that they must go deep down on the inside and tap into a power that is greater than them. And so some of us, we look at our situations, and we look at our dilemmas, and we look at the road and the journey, and we say that we can't move it forward on our own. But the question is, have you tried another source of power? Because when all fails, you have to have have something driving you greater than you. And so when we look up to this flag, it signifies people who made sacrifices on a daily basis. It signifies people who put their differences to the side on the sake of greater community. But more importantly, it shows that people who knew that there was a higher power that gave them the authority to win. And so again, everyone, my challenge to you is what is holding you back? And make a decision before we leave this program today that you'll break away from your chains, you'll shake it off, and you'll be the person that God wanted you to be. And this is what it means to respect and honor the Haitian flag. Thank you, everyone.